Hello. Hello. Naririnig niyo po ba ako mga kababayan? Nare- So I'm just trying my best to set up as proper as possible. Not sure if I'm already too late for uh, hello Dang Dodo. Hello. Naririnig mo ba ako Dang? Is it clear? Hello Jezebel Ochina. How are you everyone? Watching from Japan. Hello Jane. Hello, how are you? Hello. Can somebody tell me kung narinig niyo ba ako? Para po malaman ko po. Gawa ka ng indicators. No, it's okay. Um, how are you by kung makapendang? Clear ba? Clear ba siya? Okay, that's good. Kasi I wanted to test na kasi later on, hopefully, tinry ko yung live StreamYard para maka-live ako both platforms and that's good to hear. Kasi I'm still on my way. Mhm. Okay. So watching from Cebu, hello po sa inyong lahat mga kababayan. I'm just trying to clear. Okay, that's good. So basically po, I'm live right now because
Utrecht Centraal. Het eerstvolgende station is Utrecht Centraal.
I forgot. I really forgot. I'm so sorry. I'm basically, I just wanted to make sure na okay yung audio kasi nga later baka mamaya mawala naman yung audio ko. So I just wanted to state to ask information about that kasi dalawa po yung latest update with respect sa ICC case and we're gonna talk about that in a bit and also we're gonna talk about kamusta na po si Tatay Digong because that's very much of course especially myself. No, I'm on my way to The Hague right now and hopefully maabutan ko yung ano kasi hopefully maabutan ko yung ano appointment or yung be able to do ask questions as well for the interview after the visit inside po the ICC detention facility. But if not, then I'll just refer to those people who are there. Kasi I think Siron is also going there. I asked also, so we'll just wait and see. So let's talk about po sa ICC case update. Dalawa po yung update mga kababayan. Ang una po is that nag-submit yung Office of the Public Victim Counsel. Okay, wait lang. Okay. Office of the Public Counsel for Victims or OPCV na they strongly opposes the deferment or the delay na request ng defense team doon sa jurisdictional challenge na sinumite nila way back May 1 pa yun. And then also wait lang. Yes, they said that according to the OPCV, the defense request is legally baseless, procedurally unfounded, and premature. More importantly, it runs counter to the interest of the victims who are entitled to a timely and clear ruling
Het
on
volgende
whether
station
the ICC has
is
jurisdiction over
Utrecht
the case.
Centraal.
So basically, yung
Utrecht
the
Centraal.
Office of the Public Counsel for Victims. They are
U kunt hier
representing
overstappen voor
victims,
zitting
alleged victims in
voor
this.
Maastricht, voor
So
Den
basically,
Centraal, voor
iba po yung
Nijmegen,
Office of the Prosecutor,
voor
iba
Rotterdam
din po yung
Centraal.
Office of the
Let op
Public
dat u
Counsel
bij
for
het in-
Victims.
uitchecken
So
van
they are represented through the Principal Counsel Paulina Masida. So yun pong posisyon nila, they strongly opposes the defense request for the deferment of adjudication or pagdesisyon doon sa uh, jurisdictional challenge na submitted nila sa May 1. Another update sa ICC is that the, the defense team through the attorney Kaufman actually submitted their observation because they were asked by the ICC, can you submit your observation with respect to the upcoming confirmation of charges? Sinabi nila na state we will not present an alibi or raise grounds for excluding criminal responsibility or call the witnesses during the confirmation hearing. I think this is a legal strategy sa kanila on their end that they are not going to already present what cards they have with respect to the case before the ICC. I think if it's not known to everyone, it is currently the ICC is currently having what they call judicial recess. Sinabi din ito ni Attorney Kaufman during or like yung last interview namin. Sinabi niya na it has been done before then now na yung court mismo did consequential decisions even before or after the judicial recess. No? So maybe the judicial recess is for I think 4 weeks. So most likely they will convene back in the later part of August. Siguro mga huling week yun ng August. Yung sa mga so I actually reached out. Sorry guys, kasi palabas pa lang. I actually reached out to I wanted kasi to ask questions to Attorney Kaufman, guys. Sorry ha, pasensya na pa kasi naglalakad ako. I need to take the train. I need to catch this train. But most importantly, if somebody can update me kung nandoon po ba yung tinatawag, nandoon po ba yung family members, Ma'am Hanilet, kung nakalabas po ba, what's the update for the appointment? I heard that most likely around 3 ata. Pero kung hindi na ako makaabot, wala po tayong magagawa. Kasi I need to do something kasi. So yun po, dalawang important update po. Ang una, nagsumiti na po ng pag-oppose yung Office of the Public Counsel for Victims, OPCV, para po sa sinumiteng jurisdictional challenge, which is, of course, based on the judicial process. Talagang you need to have everybody on board na madinig yung posisyon nila. In the same manner that naririnig niyo po ba ako? Ano daw? Lahat po ng mga sorry. Yeah. So I'm here already. I'm sat inside the train and I'm on my way to Taipei. So lahat po ng mga allegations will be answered in due time. Hindi po because gusto sagutin, but it will be answered in due time. Kasi, again, I hope that everyone will practice an approach. I hope that we are going to practice an approach that when we hurl allegation against other people,
we also provide evidence sharing data, whatever form. Because otherwise, it will remain a chismis. And if we are going to believe a chismis, then we're also engaging in what seemed to be an ethical no practice. Let's elevate our ways. Para po, in a way, we're also going to be elevated when other people, especially foreigners, look at us. Bakit palaging move longer postponed? Ano? Postponed para mag-wait, nag-wait para matagal po mas lalo kawawa si BRRT. Okay, sagutin natin to. No? Judy Montealto. Ma'am, di po ako lawyer but I'm trying to explain to you as an ordinary citizen what I understand of the judicial proceedings. Hindi po natin pwedeng mapabilis ang pag-resign, most especially right now that they are in the court is having a judicial recess. Meron din po silang break, no, 4 weeks ata until the end of August po, no, bago sila magbabalik back to business or back to business as usual. Ma'am, kaya po, in my understanding, kaya po, and this is completely based on how I understood the process. If you do not believe me, you can ask some other experts. Talaga mag-ask kayo ng mga international lawyers or whatnot. But as an ordinary citizen, ang pagkaintindi ko po is that nagsumite ng appeal to defer judgment si lead counsel Attorney Kaufman to make sure that he is given the necessary documents na hindi po naibigay sa kanya, na hindi po naisubite sa kanya. Not by his doing, but by the other party, the prosecutor. He thinks that it is very important to put all of this information into context kasi he wanted to better defend the former president, mga kababayan. So yun po ang katotohanan. For Attorney Kaufman, he wanted this, even if you listen to him, no, doon sa exclusive interview niya with ABS-CBN, he made mention talaga that he doesn't want this to even prolong, should confirmation of charges, in the confirmation of charges that they're going to decide on, letting this go to the trial. He doesn't want that anymore if it is up to him. But this is, of course, subject to the decision of the ICC Pre-Trial Chamber 1. Sabi po niya, in my understanding, if these things can be decided upon as early as tomorrow, and it will be favorable to the defense, of course, it's acting in favor or to the best interest of his client. He is not making decision based on him alone. No, of course not. As a lawyer, it would be better that this particular case be decided upon as soon as possible time. So let us move away from the assumption po na ginagawa niya po yung desisyon na ito para po sa kanyang personal na interest po. Ginagawa niya po yung desisyon to ask the court to delay the adjudication or yung pag-decide mismo sa motion na isinumitin niya kasi hindi po siya nabigyan ng mga informasyon na late na po binigay ng Office of the Prosecutor. Gusto niyo po ba na mag-desisyon at korte or ang Pre-Trial Chamber 1 na hindi going to be in favor of the defense? Of the defense. So wala po dapat ganoon. Wag po natin isipin na ang kinuha ng pamilya to defend our living hero, the former president, is the very person who wants him inside. Of course not. He is acting in the best interest of his client. And in this case, the former president, Rodrigo Roa Duterte. So, huwag po tayo magpadala sa mga aligasyon ng mga taong si Attorney Kaufman is a prominent international lawyer, is actually doing a disservice to the former president. Actually, in fact, he is doing exact opposite of what is alleged or hurled against him. He wanted to make sure na yung former president ay mabigyan po ng ample time mabigyan po ng pagkakataon talaga na mas solid pa yung kanyang isusubiting motion. The question on whether or not, kasi may nag-question sinabihan ako, nabasa ko, sinabi na, bakit hindi pa pala kompleto, bakit ka nag-file ng interim release, urgent request for interim release, or bakit ka nag-file ng jurisdictional challenge? Bakit po ba? Kasi dapat that time at hindi pa binigay yung mga very pertinent documents, yung mga very important documents, hindi pa kasi yun surface. And now, almost 1 month or so, talagang they are trying to access this vital information. But it's very prolonged to yung proseso kasi hindi doon sila binibigyan ng access. So ngayon po, hinihintay nila, lalo na yung 4th of August, hinihintay po nila or the Attorney Kaufman yung mga very important documents na tutulong sa kanila para mas ma-defend pa nila si former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Yun po ang katotohanan. Yung mga aligasyon po na mismo, can you imagine a prominent international lawyer, very, very well-versed of the international law and the proceedings before the ICC, would want to do this, to destroy his name that he actually worked very hard for all his life, just to entertain the noise outside the litigation, or what I'm referring to, ang mga ingay na nasa mismo outside na po sa ginagawa niya. Mga kababayan, isipin niyo po, siya po ang general, the front row of the legal battle na what the former president is facing before the International Criminal Court. Dapat po hindi natin siya bigyan na how do I say that? Hindi natin siya bigyan ng stress because he's already facing or he's already handling a very tough job of ensuring that the end of this all, si Tatay Digong ay mapauwi po sa bansang Pilipinas where he rightfully belongs. Doon din sa kung na-notice niyo po mga kabayan, doon po sa interview niya with ABS-CBN kasi the topic doon with respect to the Philippines being a viable option for the interim release to host the former president. Sinabi niya doon, well, it is up to the Philippine government if they are going to agree with that. It's up to the office of the prosecutor if they're also going to agree with that. There are certain things that needs to be done correctly and properly para po ma-okay. So, the option, hindi dito kinonfirm ni Attorney Kaufman, but if you actually read between the lines, the option of having former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte being brought back to the Philippines and making the Philippines as the host country for his interim release pre-trial or all throughout the trial should the confirmation of charges push through that indeed we are going to go through trial is not or should not be paniwalain. Kasi it can be done subject, of course, to certain series of things na dapat mag-align. In the same way, they're also working hard on ensuring that these host countries, the host country who actually showed their willingness to host him throughout, should the interim release be given, is also in the works. Hindi po sinabi ni Attorney Kaufman that the only viable solution is for him to talk to President Bongbong Marcos Jr. Hindi po niya sinabi yan. Balikan niyo po ang interview namin at also interview ni Attorney Kaufman exclusive doon sa ABS-CBN. Hindi po niya sinabi that the only way is for him to talk to the Philippine government. Hindi po. Sinabi po niya, pwede po yan. Pero meron kailangang mga bagay-bagay na dapat nating pag-usapan muna. Let's try to take that into consideration before we proceed there. And one of which is actually talking to the Philippine government about, of course, who are you going to talk to with respect to the Philippine government? Of course, the President, di ba? And at the same time, sinabi nga niya din na parang yung other host country, the reason of it being compromised will come to light at a certain time, the exact time. So mayroon pong the mere fact talaga na things will come to light sa takdang panahon. Sinabi din niya, kasi sa question doon sa ABS-CBN, sinabi din ni Atty. Kaufman na if this is going to push through trial, then it's going to be even longer. Mas tataas pa talaga. So dapat ngayon, ang isipin natin, not only that we're going to pray for the former president kasi he's already 8 years old. These are already factual information, 8 years old, this with ailment, characterization of having bone, skin and bones is still present there. So, ang ibig po dapat din natin gawin is ipagdasal din natin yung mismong general ni Tatay Digong. And in this case, ng this Attorney Kaufman. Yes, yan po mga kababayan. Ang dapat natin isipin is that how are we going to help Tatay Digong in this case? Because we are not an ordinary citizen. We can pray, we can support, and we can be positive in the whole proceeding, in the whole process that we are facing right now. Para po okay tayo lahat. Diba? So, wag po tayong maging negative because there's nothing good that will eventually come out if we are having a negative disposition. And not only do we have this disposition, we want to even impose it to other people, wag po tayo ganyan. Ako sa mga kababayan na niniwala sa pagsuporta at pagmamahal kay former President ng Rodrigo Duterte, doon po tayo sa positibong pananaw. Let's have faith and let's hope for a positive outcome sa effort na ginagawa ng mismong general ni Tatay Digong when it comes to the legal battle he is facing before the ICC. Yes po, yan po ang katotohanan. I was trying to also get an opportunity to interview Attorney Kaufman. Pero sinabi po sa akin is that he is not in the Hague. Kasi nga, judicial recess, di ba? Because I wanted to interview him because somebody is actually expressing to everyone that I did not allow certain individuals to ask questions to Attorney Kaufman. But of course, this particular statement is false in itself. Kasi hindi naman yung totoo. And then, that particular somebody even said na hindi ko daw siya inallow. Verbatim po, ang sinabi po ng that somebody sa akin is that, ganito po pagkasalita, gusto ko sanang magtanong kay Attorney Kaufman, kaso personal, hindi ko na lang itanong. And now, this somebody is accusing me of not allowing that somebody to ask this question. If you are ashamed or if you are afraid to ask that question, let me ask that question in your behalf. Kasi, meron na namang naratibo ngayon na I don't want that somebody to ask that question because it is about the Marcoses. Na parang, ang dating is that I am protecting the Marcoses. Can you imagine that stupidity without any legal, without any logic? That's a very stupid accusation without any evidences. Parang sinabi niya lang kasi ginusto niya. And now, because I think you're afraid or perhaps you cannot ask that question because you don't know how to construct the sentence, let me do that for you. I will ask that question and I will let the Filipino people know what the answer of Attorney Kaufman is. Para mawala na yung mga allegation na unfounded and irrelevant because I don't want to dwell in anything negative at all. And if you are dumb, don't associate me to your dumb allegation, unfounded and very, very stupid. Please, I don't want that. I only want positivity because I know my objective, and my objective is to show to the whole Filipino people, especially those who are supporting former President Duterte, that I am here to see this through until the very end. I do not want anything. I don't want to even be associated to people who are negative, who are always so profoundly I don't know how to even say it, profoundly into allegations, making statements which are false to begin with, which are very dumb thinking or stupid thinking. I don't understand why there are people who are like that. I don't get it, to be honest. Kung ganun po kayo, do not accuse me of something na hindi mo kayang gawin. So now, I will do the job for you. So that yung lahat ng mga tao malaman nila. Kasi ako also din. Alam ko na yan before pa. Kasi wala pa lang, ngayon mo lang yan nalaman. It behooves on you to ask this question. So I will do that on your behalf. Kasi baka natatakot ka and then you are accusing me na hindi ka maganon. Na hindi kita pinatanong. So what happened is that you told me na hindi nila ako magtanong kasi ganito pagkasabi pa, hindi nila ako mangutana. Personal man kaayo. And now, you are binaligtad mo. Come on, you can do better. Ganon po dapat. So, sa mga tao, let's not engage in anything negative. Let us focus our energy and our attention to show para may pahiwatig lang natin kay former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte ang positivity. Opo, it's okay to accept their criticism as long as you know the truth. Exactly. That's why I am accepting their criticisms, but that doesn't mean that I'm gonna sit down and not speak up. No, I will not do that anymore because that will become a controlling narrative. I am not affected in how you want this propaganda, but the truth deserves to surface and see the light. And for people to have a discernment, sino ba ang nagsisinungaling dito? If you have the questions, why did you not ask? Oo. Is it my fault if you cannot even construct a sentence? Or if your question, you were already there. You even asked 3 questions. Why did you? Can you imagine the logic? You already asked 3 questions, and now you are accusing me of not letting you ask that question where supposedly you already have it. Why didn't you read it? You have your phone also, right? You even accused me of having a script. What toxicity you have in your heart, and it shows. And you're accusing me of something that I would never ever do. Especially if I value democracy. You're accusing me of something that I value democracy, people to express their feelings, their thoughts, or whatnot, and you accuse me of that. How low? Very low. I'm sorry. But my times of sitting down and not saying anything is already over. I will make effort to dispel any allegation hurled against me. My parents would not even do that to me. Undermine me and my cognitive ability being undermined by a simple allegation, not even backed by an evidence just because we say it. Come on, you can do better than that. If you're so miserable, do not deflect that to other people. Do not drag me to your misery. Yan po ang katotohanan, mga kababayan. All the allegations hurled against me because what? I am better than you? And you want me to be one? Like you? I don't want. I refuse to be like you. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. I refuse to be associated with you also. Yan ang totoo, mga kababayan. And you think we are all capable of being even and good. And I don't believe that people are only good or even. Both is present in anybody. Yan ang katotohanan, mga kababayan. Sa lahat ng mga taong, why are you trying? Why are you so fixated in me? I never even mentioned you in anything of my endeavors or my dealings. Why are you so fixated in me?